the Imam has already recited his Fatiha, he's moved on to the Surah, so you lost Takbiratul Ula. That's one of the opinions. The second opinion, which is more a broad opinion of the scholars, is as long as you got the Imam in the first raka'ah, you got Takbiratul Ula. Right? So when you found the Imam before going into ruku, you have joined the Imam, you have received your Takbiratul Ula, and if you join after the ruku of the Imam, then you have lost. So basically, if you are finding Imam in Halatul Qiyam, while the Imam is standing in congregational prayer, he's leading the congregational prayer, as long as you found him in the Halatul Qiyam, you got your Takbiratul Ula, and if you found him after Halatul Qiyam, then you have lost your Takbiratul Ula in the first rak'ah. And then after that, all the remaining. The sooner you come, the better it is. Now, when you're coming for Salah, and let's say the Imam is about to go in ruku and you start rushing and running, that is also against the Sunnah. The Sunnah is that you come, if you're late, take yourself, calm yourself, join the Salah in a normal pace, and whatever you find, you do, and whatever you lost, you make up for. So that's what the ruling that we learn from the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the ability, inshaAllah. In the chapter 12 of Shamail Muhammadiyah, today's hadith is on the ring of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Babu ma ja'a fi dhikri khatami Rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The ring of the Prophet alaihi salatu wasallam. In the previous narration, we learned that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's ring was made out of silver and it had a Abyssinian stone or a bezel on top, which was imported from Abyssinia. This was the narration that we read yesterday. In the next narration, we learn Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وبه قال حدثنا قتيبة بن سعيد قال حدثنا أبو عوانة عن أبي بشر عن نافع عن ابن عمر أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اتخذ خاتما من فضة فكان يختم به ولا يلبسه. قال أبو عيسى أبو بشر اسمه جعفر بن أبي وحش. Abdullah bin Umar radiyallahu anhu is the narrator of the hadith. He narrates that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had taken for himself a ring of silver that he would use to seal letters, but he would not wear it. Now, in the previous narration, we learned that he had a ring. In this narration, he says, Abdullah bin Umar says that he used to use it to seal, but not wear. Now, in multiple narrations, as we will go through those narrations, inshallah, in the upcoming sessions, we will see that the Prophet ﷺ had worn a ring either in his right or left, based on different narrations. Then what is this hadith talking about, that he would seal it and would not wear it? So, Shirazi al-Mirak, rahimahullah, mentions on the commentary of the hadith, he says there are two possibilities to this narration, or two explanations to this actual phrase, that he would seal with it but will not wear it. Number one is, it was not something that was in the habit of the Prophet ﷺ of wearing ring all the time. So he would wear it sometime and he would not wear it other times. The other opinion is that at the time of sealing the letter, he would not wear it and seal it, right? So let's say if you have a ring, right? Now, one way is to seal the letter is by wearing the ring and sealing it with your fist. And the other way is taking out the ring and then sealing it with your hand. So, what Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu anhuma says, that he would seal letter with it but would not wear it, meaning at the time of sealing the letter, he would take it out from his ring, from his finger, and then he would seal it. He would not seal it while wearing the ring in his hand, right? Because you cannot say he would just keep a ring to seal but would never wear it. Why? Because there are other narrations that are supporting the fact that the Prophet ﷺ used to wear ring. So now how do you connect with those narrations? So the two possibilities, and this is also a extended narration of the same narration which is found in Sunan al-Daraqutni, in which the Sahabi Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu describes that Nabi alayhi salam had multiple rings. And he used to wear a ring, and he used to keep a ring for sealing purpose only, right? So that means it supports the fact that when he would be sealing the letter with the ring, but while sealing it, he will not wear the ring, rather he would use it just to seal it. So now the question is, what benefit do we get from this? Right? A lot of times we say, okay, we learn, but what benefit today I have? The first benefit is having to learn the practice of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This is connected with the love, right? I love Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Now I have learned a practice of his. That this is what he used to do. Now imagine in your mind that when the Prophet ﷺ would do this act, how noble that act would be. Because it is the limbs and the hands and the body parts of Rasulullah ﷺ we're talking about. Number two is, when we have to do something, we should do it with his own way of doing. Do not combine two actions into one, because that can be a situation of messing up. So let's say if you are using the fist to seal, it is a possibility that you will have, because the way they used to seal it is they used to have a type of material which had glue in it, and they would put it on top of the letter, and then they will burn it to make it liquidy. And while the liquid's still there, you will seal it, because then after that, when it dries, it leaves a mark, right? So if you're doing it with your hand, there is a possibility that you can burn your hand also, right? So when you are doing something, do it in its proper way of doing. Don't try to cut corners. A lot of times we cut corners in everything. And what happens? We end up doing wrong, or we end up ruining things rather than fixing them up. So this is also a practice of sunnah, that you do it in ihsan, you do it properly, you do it in the right way. So since it's the purpose to seal, it is not going to be used while the ring is still on. Rather, the ring will be removed and the seal would be done in its proper way. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the love of the sunnah of his Habib sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the understanding to practice. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullah khairan. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Jazakallah khair. Yes.
Other than silver, is it permitted?
No.
Like a lot of plastering or something like that?
For male, only silver is permitted. Other types of jewelry, the mass and the majority of scholars say that it's considered disliked to wear other materials other than silver. But silver is something that is permissible. For medicine purpose is different, because that will make the ruling on a different category. This is more of a tazyin, decorative ruling, not for curing purpose ruling.
Yeah. Nowadays there is a lot of rings. It comes with like you can check your blood pressure.
Correct. So those types of rings you're allowed to wear. Yes. For medical purposes, yes. Yeah.